Well, 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 what do we have here? A box that says positive grid. What could be inside? Let's go ahead and take a look. As you might have guessed, we have a Spark 40. This is what most people call a practice amp, but it is way, way more than that, and we're going to dig into it hopefully in this video. So let's take it out of this box. The Spark 40, what it says, the smart way to play and jam, 40-watt guitar and bass combo with app for iOS and Android. So if you have been living under a rock for the past, I don't know, 8 or 9 months, then you might not know what this thing is. But this is one of the better products to have come out in the past year, pretty much by anyone's metric. This is a standalone amplifier with a really nice look. There's 2 speakers behind here that you can use it as a combo amplifier. But it's not only that, it can be used as an audio interface to use impulse responses for your guitar or bass recording. Lots of functionality there. But what most people are really excited about this amp is that it has a lot of smart jam type of features. And what that is built-in tunes, either backing tracks, or what I really want to get into is the ability to create your own backing tracks, own rhythm with guitar and bass, where the amp listens to the chord progression that you're playing and then puts an accompanying track to that. So that's something I'm really looking forward to taking a look at, as well as all these other features. So let's open this up, take a look at the actual device, and see what kind of construction we have. All right. Before we get into the amp, let's take a look at what's in the small box. We have a power adapter, looks like a USB cable, and some software and installation guide here, so that's nice. Really nice packaging. This amp is made in China, and they really spared no expense as far as the packaging goes. So let's dig in, see how she looks. So for reference, I've been waiting about a month and a half for my Spark amp, which is not as long as some people, but this is an item that is back ordered. So if you want a new one, either look at Reverb, where people have them listed for well over the $249 MSRP, or just wait like the rest of us. So really nice construction. This is modeled after a Marshall style of look with this gold piping, this kind of tweed face here, and these gold and black knobs. Very Marshall styling and very high quality just based on the initial feel of all of these dials. Nice potentiometers and nice feel to all of the components. Very sturdy feeling. It's not what I would call heavy, but it's substantial for what it is. I'd say it's probably about, I don't know, 10 pounds or so, but it's pretty rock solid. And if we look at this section here, we have our outputs, we have an auxiliary out, our USB, and then our power. All of the dials are what you would expect. We have a gain. Well, first of all, we have a voicing, acoustic, bass clean, glassy crunch, high gain, and metal. So you can basically choose your voicing there and then dial in your gain, bass, mid, treble, 3-band EQ, a master volume, a mod dial if you want to add, say, more reverb or chorus on the effect that you have, delay, a specific dial for that, a specific dial for reverb, and overall output. I'm interested to see why we have a master and an output. Not exactly sure, it seems a little redundant there, but we'll take a look at that. Then, of course, we have the 1/4-inch input for your guitar and the 1/8-inch output for your headphones. And you can see you have a little dial for that there. We also have a tuner, which is nice, and then 4 presets of your favorite 4 voices. You can override those at any point, program them through the app, but a nice little option to just press a button and have a sound at your disposal. Our toggle switch, very little, very small toggle switch, but very firm feeling, nice on-off feel. So overall, construction, 10 out of 10. Just get all sides here. The bottom's pretty self-explanatory, but there you go. All right, let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see how it sounds. All right, this may look a little bit weird, and I doubt you've seen a video like this so far online. I don't think I have. But right now we've got the positive grid hooked up to 2 microphones that are going into the Scarlett, the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20 interface, and they're currently being recorded to a brand new DAW that came with this. So this digital audio workstation is a Presonus product, and it's called Studio One. Currently I've got the MXL Guitar Cube on track 1, and I've got the Sennheiser E906 on track 2, and they're both being captured simultaneously separately. The reason for this portion of the demo is that this is a practice amp, and I would imagine most people are going to use it as a practice amp. So you want to know how the sound is in real life. You'll notice I don't have earplugs in for this, and that's because this thing doesn't get quite that loud where I need them. You may think that I'm foolish for not wearing them and taking the risk, but either way, I think that we're safe with these two 4-inch speakers. Having said that, it's loud enough to play in your home and really feel like you're getting a good tone out of it. Will it keep up with a drum set? I doubt it, but maybe if you have the right setup or if you mic it and put it through the PA. My one knock against this amp so far is that the outputs to another cab don't exist. It does say that it's a 40-watt amp, so theoretically that should be able to power a 2x12 cabinet as well. This Orange Rocker 30 is a 30-watt amp, so I don't know. But either way, there's not an output to add an external cab to this amplifier. But it does work as an audio interface, so you can record directly to your computer. And on top of that, of course, we have all of the jam-along type of features where you can jam along to a track that they have pre-configured, or the Smart Jam can come up with that track, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So I know there's a lot of exposition before playing a single note here, but this is a very complicated product for being so small and relatively inexpensive. So there's a lot to cover. But I just want you to be aware that between unboxing it, plugging it in for the very first time just to make sure that it worked and hear what it sounds like, and then trying to get it set up so that I could actually capture this video, there's about an hour and a half of setup. And that is including getting the firmware updated, getting the app installed on your iOS or Android phone, registering the product, downloading the Presonus Studio One, registering that product, and actually getting the device to work in it. So just expect a setup time of as long as maybe 2 hours for some folks. Most of it's pretty intuitive, but if you don't deal with this kind of stuff all that often, it can be kind of daunting. Alright, so what we've done is we've downloaded the app on the phone. Unfortunately, I'm using my cell phone to record this video right now. We do have a brand new camera coming, so hopefully you're going to get some added quality there. But for now, the phone is currently recording this video, so I can't show you the app. But I have selected 4 presets that, remember we showed you the buttons where you can tap and hold the preset. I have done that, and we will go through each of those now and just hear what this thing sounds like as a conventional practice amp. That's pretty friggin' good. I really like the sound quality. Like I said, it's not the loudest, but it's plenty loud for me to practice and feel like it's actually churning out a bit of sound. So what we have is a very Fender-y kind of generic blackface, I believe is what it's called. And that's referring to the blackface speaker covering that used to be on those Fender amplifiers back in the day. So this is mimicking those older Fender clean amps. Very tube soundy, warm. You may even be able to fake some Fender fans out with this sound. Alright, so here's our clean again. So you can hear we got a little bit of delay, a little bit of reverb. Those are effects that are built into this preset. So you have an amp, you have either a crunch or a overdrive pedal, you have some sort of modification, usually a delay, a reverb, or a chorus that you can add, and they're all added into that preset amp that you can select, and then you can toggle the dials on the phone, or you can use the dials on the actual amp. For everybody out there not familiar with this guitar, this is one of my newer guitars. In fact, I think it's my newest guitar to date. This is a PV Limited ST from 2001, and I hate to say it, it's becoming my new favorite. I love this pickup combination. The humbucker single coil with actual usable single coils is very, very appealing. So here the middle single coil position. Pretty cool. Just for safety's sake, I'm going to keep it in the humbucker for the rest of the video. I think we may find another opportunity to get into the single coil, but I think as we go up the scale of gain, we're just going to want to be in the humbucker and call it good. So let's go ahead and hear our second preset, which is an AC30 knockoff. I can't remember exactly what they call it, but it's AC30-esque, and it is with a tube screamer, I believe. And it's just a kind of a rhythm crunch channel, and it sounds like this. So very recognizable sound, boxy, you know, with that tube screamer. You've probably heard it a million times on different albums, but very recognizable and high quality. Really good sounds. Again, I think we have a reverb and delay on this. And by the way, I did find that the reverb and delay effects are pretty hot out of the box. You gotta wind them way down to like 0.3 or 4, but they become very usable at that level. Just a nice kind of decay at the end. All right, let's go up the scale, and next we go to the Marshall Plexi. So this is the amp that this is trying to mimic, the Marshall 1987X Plexi, or any of the Plexi family, really. But this is what it's trying to mimic, and it sounds like this. Pretty rockin'. I don't feel any pain in my ears yet. It does sound like it might be louder than it is in the room, but it's full yet not piercing. Alright, we got one last preset to check out. I think you know what it might be. It is the triple rectifier. They call it something very generic like tread plate or something in reference to the diamond plate that the triple rectifiers have. But this is the high gain, as much as what this amp can do that could be considered metal. Pretty metally, we start to get a little bit of extracurricular hum happening. That's what's going on when you don't touch the strings. But if you kill that magnetic interference with your hands, which in most cases you'll be doing, it sounds pretty quiet. There are noise gate pedals on some of these presets as well, so that's another cool thing that Positive Grid has built into these sounds for you. Alright, really cool metal tones there. I don't think you're going to take this thing out to a metal gig anytime soon, but if you really need that high gain sound where it won't just blow your eardrums out, but you can still feel it a bit, really hits the mark. So there's obviously a ton more sounds that you can get out of this amp, But those are some of my more favorite sounds that I would be using more regularly. I assume you would probably be in the same boat. But the good news is we have lots more functionality in store. Let's go ahead and hook this straight into the computer and record into the DAW and hear what this thing sounds like as an audio interface. Alright, so now we're going directly into the computer. We have the Spark 40 amp going into my SolidBox computer. If you need a new PC for your audio workstation, check out SolidBox, they'll hook you up. Alright, let's hear what that direct in sounds like. We'll just start with our clean preset and go back up the scale again, hear some riffs, and just hear what it sounds like. Yeah, just for kicks, let's hear a single coil since we're in clean. Pretty nice. Let's check out that AC30 channel. One thing I'm not crazy about on this amp is the tuner. It's a little difficult to navigate. Remember I mentioned if you just hold down this button on top, it will give you a tuner and some green and red lights on this indicator here. But it's not the easiest to navigate, I found. Luckily, I've got a snark. Pretty good sound. Not bad. Let's hear that plexi sound. Had it in that single coil. Back to the humbucker. Alright, cool. Back in Mesa Boogie Land. Alright, this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to dedicate the next 2 weeks to really getting to know this amp. I want to learn how to do the smart jam. I want to have the jam tracks at my disposal and just really select a few good ones and start jamming along. But that's going to require a little bit of a time investment on my part, so look out for that video coming up. So hopefully you guys are interested in this product. Maybe you have one on the way, maybe you've gotten one from the early orders, or maybe you've never seen this thing before in your life and now you got to have one. Either way, It's a very good buy at $250. I believe right now they're even on sale for even less, maybe $225. But it's a great value so far, and I don't think I've even scraped the surface of what this thing can do. So we'll also take a look at this DAW once I dig into it. Right now I use Acid Studio Pro as my main DAW, and it's okay. I think that one DAW is probably as good as the next with some slight variation. We'll see what the Presonus one has to offer, but look out for that video as well coming your way. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks again, and I hope to see you on the next one.